Hello everyone, this is Kamau. Welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Now I'm going to do this video. I've decided to entitle it Confessions of a Strong Black Sister. And it's a video I've been meaning to do for about a week or so. And I've been putting it off, trying to, I guess, organize my thoughts. And I know this won't be the last video on this topic, because there's just so much to explore on this topic. But I've been hearing, persons talking about this strong black woman thing as if it's something to be ashamed of. Like, you should not come out and say, I'm a strong black woman. You should not claim that. Listen, I have no issue in saying I'm a strong black woman, because I am. I've earned it. And I will certainly embrace that. There's nothing wrong with saying you're a strong black woman. No, the angry black woman, that I'm not claiming. That I'm not claiming. I'm not an angry black woman. And I'm not a black woman who feels that she can do without the man either. But I'm certainly claiming the strong black woman. So I'm just going to run down some points. They are not necessarily in any particular order, because like I said, I've been kind of postponing this video, and there will be follow-up videos that are probably more organized, right? But for now, I'm just going to run down some points to let you know why it is important for me to be a strong black woman and to embrace that strength that I have earned. I'm just going to run down some points, and then you can let me know your thoughts on that. So I have been with guys, who have said to me, well, I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher. I'm a mother. I operate my own business. I run my own show, and I'm used to being in that. I'm a leader I wear many hats, so in many instances I'm called upon to lead. So I will automatically have that leadership voice, leadership attitude. This morning I was on the field. I was doing my laps on the field, and this man came up to me and he said, every time I see you walking, I said to myself, she walks with authority. I mean, maybe it was just a line, a pickup line, but I'm saying, I think I do. I think I do exude that spirit of authority. And some guys have said to me, you talk to me like I'm your child. You talk to me like I'm your student. Don't talk to me like that. But I'm saying, if you behave like a child, I'm going to talk to you like a child. If you come to me from below, it's gonna seem like I'm talking down to you. So when you're in the presence of a woman who knows herself and knows her authority, you have to come to her from that level. She's not gonna come down to you. You have to come to her from that level, or it's going to seem like she's talking down to you. It's going to seem like she's talking down to you. And if you behave like you're out of her league, a really strong woman is not going to try to convince you that you're in her league. If you don't feel you're in her league, you're going to fall out. She's not going to try and, oh baby, you're good enough. No, if you don't know you're good enough, then maybe you're not good enough for her, right? So it's going to feel like she looking down at you, talking down to you, because you're coming from below. You need to come at a level when you're dealing with certain women. No, so we're not going to stroke your ego, right? And it doesn't mean we don't care, but if we see where things not working out, we're not going to nag, we're not going to dilly-dally for too long. You have X amount of time to get your shit together. X amount of time to get your shit together, right? Or we're going to cut. We don't have time to baby you, to pet you. We're not going to nag you for too long. We're not going to do it, right, guys? So you have to appreciate it. When you have a strong woman in your life, you have a woman who's a go-getter, Authority. You better get yourself straight. She's not going to be there stroking you. If you can't see her value, she's not going to try to convince you of her value. And the games thing, the mind games, don't come with the games. Please don't come with the games. You're going to play yourself. Okay? Now, a woman who is on a mission, who has a vision and building an empire, she's gonna want a man who is on that level. So do you have a plan? Are you a drifter? Because she's not going to drift with you. She's heading in a particular direction. She needs you to be heading somewhere too, so she can build you. If you don't have the exact same vision, you don't have to have, you might be working on your vision and she working on hers, but she will help you and you will help her, right, along that vision. But you must have a plan. You know, many times men approach me and I say to them point blank, I say, I don't think you can deal with me, because I know the power I come with, right? I know the power I know the force that I come with. And I will say, I don't think you can't manage my regime, put it that way. As somebody told me once, I can't live under your regime. And they will come and they'll tarry and then they take to the hills. Guys, you have to, if you approach a woman who's on a certain level, if you're not up to scratch, she's gonna move ahead of you. So make sure when you're coming, you come good. Make sure you have your plan, make sure you have your vision, and make sure you're working towards something. And it's tiresome really for the woman who is on that level to be having these audition, can't find nobody for the role. And many times you'll have women like this who just remain single because we're refusing to compromise, and it's difficult to find a man who is going to meet you at that level. And so a lot of us end up single because we prefer to be single than to settle. And so persons will say, oh, she's going on as if she don't need a man, you know, and she can't handle a man, she can't do this. It's not that, it's just that you're not going to settle. It's as plain as day. That's all it is, right? So you have to have a growth mindset, empire building mindset, progressive mindset. That's how you have to make sure you get yourself, not just financially, I'm talking spiritually. And even physically too, you have to be taking care of your physical self. You can't be running yourself down and running the road, as we say in Jamaica, run the road red. As people would say, to go sow your wild oats. You can't be out there slutting yourself as a man, because you have male sluts. So you wearing yourself down, slutting down the place, and then when you're tired and brought down, that's when you're going to come to settle down. No, that's not going to cut it. You need to bring a solid man to the table. Don't feel like you're going to run down yourself physically, emotionally, and then when you're tattered and torn and damaged, that's when you're going to settle down with a woman who has been preserving herself and building herself and getting herself stabilized. She's not going to want you. So men, you need to take care of your health, take care of your finances. Don't break down yourself, because she needs somebody who is going to be there for her, right? As I said, I just have these random notes, and I say, you know, today is gonna be the day when I do this. What makes me feel like I can call myself a strong black woman? Well, on so many levels, I've built myself emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually. I have built myself from the ground up. I remember I was in karate class, and we're doing some, we have different days for different things. I think this was endurance class, and in endurance class they really push you. Right? So my sensei had given me something to do, and I was there and I was in pain and I was kind of complaining, and he said to me, "You must learn how to bear pain," something like that. So I said, it's my sensei, but yes, I had to put him in his place, because I'm saying, don't you tell a mother of 4 about pain, about physical pain or psychological pain. You're not in the position. Men, don't pass your place and tell a woman about pain. A woman who has given birth. Don't do that. Right? So I know what I have endured and can endure emotionally, physically, psychologically. I know I am strong, and I'm claiming that word, right? I'm a strong black woman and I'm claiming it. I have no qualms about saying that I am. No, right, there's a thing I find with a lot of men, observing and also from experiences, lack of communication. You need to really just try and find a way to express yourselves, men. Don't keep things bottled up and assume that the women understand what you're trying to say, what you mean to say. Be very clear. If you're going into a relationship and you know your heart isn't in it, be clear. There is something I notice with men, and maybe it's not a bad thing. It's like they really don't like hurting. A lot of men, they don't like hurting women's feelings. So they don't. And because of that, they will commit themselves to things that they know their heart isn't in it, because they don't want to hurt her. So sometimes you see relationships go bad. It's not that he deliberately meant to do it. I'm not trying to excuse them, but I know for a fact, because I've seen this happen. He's so scared of hurting her that he neglects to say things and end up hurting her, and he doesn't realize it. So I'm saying to you guys, just be clear, just be honest. Let the woman know from the get-go, if your heart isn't in it, don't go. If you know you don't love her, don't go into it. If you know you don't have a long-term commitment in mind and that's what she wants, don't go into it. Okay? And remember, guys, women, as strong as we are, we still need you to be there for us. It's not that we're saying, I don't need a man. No, I'm saying, I need a man who is going to meet me at this level. But we still want you to do those little things, as we'd call it, chivalry, right? Chivalrous things, if you want to use that word. We still need you to do those little gentle things for us. It doesn't mean, being strong doesn't mean you don't want the man to treat you gently, right? So, and we're not trying to emasculate you or to make you feel intimidated. I believe if you feel intimidated, you need to check yourself. If a strong woman makes you feel intimidated, check yourself. Because you should not feel intimidated. You should feel empowered if your woman is strong. Because she's only going to build you up. Right? So it's not that we're trying to dominate or demasculate you. And we are vulnerable. We have our moments where we need that shoulder to be there. And many times when you're strong for everybody, they take you for granted. They don't think that you need that shoulder to cry on. You need that support. You need that text. You need that call. They take it for granted that you're okay. So just bear in mind, we need that. We need you to check on us. We need you to call. We need you to text. Being strong does not mean you want to stand alone like an island. It just means you're strong, but you have your moments too. And many women, many strong women, right? You'd be surprised how often we cry when everything is pent up, and the frustration of not being able to find someone to meet you at that level. I mean, you'll be in the shower and you cry. You'll be in the car sitting down and you cry. You will be having dinner and you cry. Lying down in the bed and you're crying. And nobody knows, because you just dry the tears and you're back again, right? But it shouldn't be like this. We should have support. We should have support, the support that we need. And we have our toxicity too. You know, the toxic person is a word that for the past 2 years or so, it's a word I see circulating. You know, the toxic ex. We have our toxicity, and we should be committed to trying to free ourselves of that, just as you need to be committed to that too. And we have our tender moments, but because we call you baby don't mean we want you to be our babies. It's a term of endearment, but we need men. We need men by our side, not babies. I love calling men baby, but you need to understand it's just for that moment, that tender moment. I need you to be a man by my side, strength to strength, right? And I've seen a lot of men really engage in self-sabotage. Self-sabotage, like they come into the thing already expecting it to fail. This is something that I see, and then they do things for it to fail. Just try to bring yourself to the point where you are confident in dealing with a woman who is sure of herself, right? Just try to work on yourself, heal yourself, read some books, listen to some powerful brothers, let them be your mentors. Bring yourself to that point where you can meet us, because we definitely need you by our side. And you know, sometimes I know what I bring to the table. You know? I'm not asking anybody what I bring to the table, what they think I know what I bring to the table. And sometimes I look back at situations I've been in and relationships I've been in, and I said to myself, especially for persons, if the person was claiming to be on a certain level, and I said, for you to have someone like me in your hands, it's like you have something precious. You have one job. You had this one job, this precious vessel, and you dropped it. That's really how I look at it. You had this one job to carry this precious vessel, and you dropped it. And sometimes I laugh to myself and I said, what would you suppose you had broken me? Suppose when you dropped me, you broke me. What would you tell the great spirits? What you would I tell them, say? That's what I really think about it. What you would I tell them, say? Because I know what I came here to do. Luckily, I went through and I'm unscathed for the most part. But what you would I tell the great spirits, say? If you did drop me and broke me. So there are many women like me who are on a mission. We're serious about what we're doing, and we just need you guys to meet us at that level. Don't feel intimidated. Don't feel like we're trying to dominate you. We just want you to meet us there, right, guys? Let me know what your thoughts are, and of course, if you haven't subscribed, do so now, and I'll catch you next time.